Good evening and welcome back to Cabs 13. We have a cold week ahead of us and a windy day today. It's finally starting to feel like winter just in time for us to be released from classes for a long winter break. We'll cover more on that soon. Stay tuned to Cabs 13 and we'll be right back.
Coming up on Cabs 13 News, a former Pitt State faculty member passes away. Plus, finals week is here. We'll have details. And Pitt State plays host to the NJCAA Championship. We'll have the final results. All that and more on Cabs 13 News. Welcome to Cabs 13 News. I'm Jackson Mielman.
And I'm Libby Frazier.
Retired art department chair and noted international artist Harry E. Krug Jr. has passed away. Colleagues remembered him as one who championed art and one who continued to be involved in the department beyond his retirement. Krug's art has been shown at major galleries and juried exhibitions throughout the U.S. and Europe. At the time he was named department chair, 30 of his original serigraphs were on permanent display at various U.S. embassies around the world. And it is also noted that the student exhibit in Porter Hall is named the Harry Krug Gallery. Krug was 89 years old. For the past 37 years, Don Smith, a minister with Campus Christians, has been loaning bicycles to international students. He has been working hard on his office to meet the demand of arriving international students who arrive each semester. Students who check out a bicycle pay a $35 deposit, which they get back when they return the bike. In 2012, Pittsburg State honored Smith with its Ralph J. Thomas Distinguished Service Award, which recognizes people for their voluntary work. Here is Don Smith talking about in-depth about what he does in his shop.
Don Smith here with Campus Christians Ministry, helping students to have transportation while they're at Pittsburg State University. I've been doing this about 37 years, and we have approximately 150 bicycles serving 100 to 125 students every semester, international and American students as well, providing transportation. So the Pittsburg State University is the friendliest place on the planet.
Pitt State's music department has a variety of interesting concerts coming up in the spring semester, delivering new material for students and for people in the community. All major ensembles will perform throughout the semester. In addition, there will be a guest artist featured in the solo and chamber music series. These concerts include a vocal quartet from Germany, a contemporary string group from Texas, and a pianist from UMKC.
We always try to program something for everyone to the extent that it's possible. It might be a themed program, and so that puts some boundaries on what is performed, but nothing pleases me more than to talk with people afterwards and learn, oh, this was my favorite piece, oh, this was my favorite piece, and to have those not be the same pieces. It means that we spoke to people in different ways.
Do you want to have breakfast with Santa this holiday season? Well, you're in luck. Pittsburg High School Theater is hosting Breakfast with Santa as a gift to the community. PHS Theater, in partnership with Mount Carmel Foundation, will be presenting a 30-minute student-directed performance, crafts, breakfast, and a visit from Santa Claus himself. This event will be held on Saturday, December 14th, 2019 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Pittsburg High School. Pancakes and a show with Santa? That sounds like a good time to me. The Student Alliance for Gender Equality at Pittsburg State University is partnering up with SEK Now to spread awareness of celebrating local feminists. Each year, the SEK Now awards a local woman who works hard to uphold the feminist ideals. Nominees should self-identify as a feminist, work on organizations' priority issues like reproductive rights, ending violence against women, racial justice, LGBTQ rights, and more. The winner of the 2019 SEK Wonder Woman Award will be honored at SEK Now's Women's March on January 25th, 2020. They will receive a $200 donation to a charity of their choice. Deadline for nominations is Saturday, December 14th, 2019. Nominations should be sent to SEK Now at southeastksnow@gmail.com or on Facebook at SEK Now.
Coming up on Cabs 13, finals is here. We'll have details on how to prepare for the winter break.
Live from the White Sit Hall studios on the campus of Pittsburg State University in Pittsburg, Kansas, you're watching Cabs 13 News at 4.
Finals week started officially on Monday, December 9th and will continue till Friday, December 13th. Students with more than 3 finals officially scheduled on one day can reschedule one of them for a different day. Lab finals and lecture may be given during the last scheduled lab period of the semester. For online classes, instructors establish the final deadline within the first 3 weeks of the semester.
Usually
Here's Pitt
finals
State
week
student Julia Longo.
a really stressful time for the students because sometimes we have 2 or 3 finals in one day, but this semester we are allowed to reschedule one of those finals for some other day because 3 finals in one day is quite a lot. And a good thing that I noticed is that the professors, they give the grades really fast, so you can go home and have your break and rest, knowing not having to worry about what you got in your final exam.
On Monday, the Pitt State Music Department showcased a student who plays classical music on the organ. Graduate student Peter Frost completed his master's degree by performing a recital on the pipe organ. The event was held in the Sharon K. Dean Recital Hall in McRae Hall. Frost played 6 classical pieces from different time periods, ranging from the 17th century to the 20th century. Frost is from Carthage, Missouri, and after he finishes school, he plans on working as an organist at a traditional church in Carthage.
Well, I played the piano since I was in kindergarten, and then I actually had to go to a concert here for music appreciation when I was a freshman, and decided I wanted to know how it worked, so I went to the professor's office, and she had me play some things, and then had me start lessons.
While the semester may almost be over, there's still plenty to do around town. On December 14th, there's going to be a Christmas festival all day in downtown Girard. On Monday, December 16th, there's going to be a Holiday Express starting at 4 p.m. at the intersection of South Elm and East Monroe Streets. For more events and more information on these events, visit CrawfordCountyEvents.com. Nate and Bailey have Caps 13 movie reviews after the break.
Welcome to Caps 13 Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Nate Vanderpool, and alongside me is my co-host, Bailey Nolan. And Bailey, it's the end of the year. What does that mean?
It's the end of the year. It means it's award season right here at Caps 13 News. We have our own series of awards to give out. We got our top 5 films of the year from my and Nate's list. Nate, you got your list ready?
Oh, I'm ready. How about you?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, well, let's just get right into it. What was number 5 for you on your list of 2019?
My number 5 is Ford vs. Ferrari. What can I say about this movie that hasn't been said already? Had me on the edge of my seat the entire film. It was really exciting to watch. It kind of made a comeback for car and racing movies. Christian Bale was amazing. Matt Damon was amazing. All the supporting cast was amazing. Number 5.
Number 5 for me is a space movie this year that came out starring Brad Pitt, and that is Ad Astra. This is a very polarizing movie. People are either going to love or hate this movie. I think the visual effects are astounding. And I just walked out of this movie just really feeling something, and that's just what you want movies to make you do. You want to feel something, and I just really enjoyed this movie. Well, let's move on to number 4. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is a little movie from Netflix. It wasn't in theaters. Triple Frontier with Ben Affleck and Pedro Pascal. It's about a group of military operatives that plan a heist in South Africa, and it was a gripping movie, full of action, and it had me on my seat the entire time, just like the other film. So, in that case, it's number 4.
All right. Well, my number 4 is actually a film I don't think you've seen, and this is a movie you should definitely see by the end of the year. My number 4 is Parasite from Bong Joon-ho. It's a foreign language film, and usually I'm not one to watch foreign language films. And the closest thing to a foreign language film I've actually sat through the whole thing is probably Inglourious Basterds. But this movie was fantastic. Bong Joon-ho, he is a master, and this movie, it's probably a masterpiece. And this is just one of those films that where come award season, it should win a lot of awards. Even if you don't like foreign language films, I think that you should give this a chance because this is a big surprise, and I really enjoyed this movie. What's your number 3?
My number 3, Dr. Sleep.
Yes.
Coming from a huge Shining fan. It's about 39 years since the actual movie came out, so I bet all the Shining fans were just waiting to see a sequel. Ever since it was announced, I've been waiting for it. And going into it, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew it was going to be a mashup of the book and the movie and the sequel. And I just knew it was going to follow Danny, the son in The Shining, through his life and how he deals with The Shining. And it did not disappoint. About to go see it again here soon.
It just barely missed my list, but it's a highlight of 2019 for sure. Best horror movie of 2019, I would say.
Yeah, I think I was just super excited about that because I was a huge Shining fan, and that's why it's number 3.
All right. My number 3 is actually a movie we reviewed last week, and that's The Irishman. The Irishman, it's a movie that I believe is going to stick with people for years to come. Like, I've seen this twice already. It's a 3.5-hour movie, and you know, some people might complain about the runtime, but you shouldn't. You need that 3.5-hour runtime because Martin Scorsese needs to tell the story that he wants to tell. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci are at the top of their game, you know, for being as old as they are, and this is just a fantastic movie. What's your number 2?
My number 2, and I think we share the same number 2.
I think we do too.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Yeah.
from Quentin Tarantino.
That's right.
This movie was amazing. A little bit short of number 1, but this was one of the best films I've ever seen from Quentin Tarantino. It's probably one of my top 3.
I would say it's in my top 3 too. Yeah, I think everybody in this movie absolutely kills it. Like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, they are dynamic, dude.
Dynamic.
Like they just have such a good chemistry on screen. And Brad Pitt, I think Brad Pitt's role in this movie, it might be my favorite role of anybody in 2019.
You know, Brad Pitt kind of takes the show.
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie was also spectacular in it. And the timepiece aspect was crazy.
It really was a love letter to the old late 1960s Hollywood, and it just shows that on screen. And you know, there are a bunch of twists and turns in this movie, and it's a very funny movie too. Like I was laughing out loud in my seat, and I saw this movie again maybe 2 weeks ago, and it barely just missed number 1. But
barely.
Yeah, but let's do this. What's our number 1, Bailey?
Our number one film of 2019 is Joker.
That's right. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. I've been looking forward to this movie since it was announced back in like late 2017. And whenever Joaquin Phoenix was announced that he would be playing this character, I was sold. This was my most anticipated movie of 2019, and going into the film, it just exceeded my expectations by every level.
For me, it's the other way around. I haven't seen any Batman movies, so going into this, it was just a fresh start, a clean slate, and to see the prequel of the Joker really and it makes me want to watch the other Batman and Joker movies.
Yeah.
And the look of it was amazing.
They really knocked this out of the park. I feel like this is the best Joker origin story that we possibly could have gotten, and there's a reason why it's going to be a front runner for a lot of Academy Awards coming up. Todd Phillips did something different with this movie, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Yeah. But that wraps up our time here at Caps 13 Movie Reviews. This is going to be our last episode of the year.
Last episode.
Yeah.
So if any of these movies that we said sound interesting, they're mostly on Netflix or very easy to find. So just go check them out.
Yeah, you should check all of these movies out because they really are some of the best movies of 2019. But all right, yeah, and that wraps up our time here at Caps 13 Movie Reviews.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right, and we'll have Libby with weather after this.
The Grillers will be playing a lot of basketball over Christmas break. They will face a tough Henderson State team on December 18th before they travel to Las Vegas for a tournament. After that, they will host Bethany College on New Year's Eve. Then, their first game of the new year, they will start back up conference play with their road game against Nebraska Kearney on January 4th. The Grillers are currently 4-3 overall, but 0-2 in the conference. For the 15th time, the Pittsburg State Grillers football program introduced their new head coach on Monday in former Toledo offensive coordinator Brian Wright. Caps 13 reporter Jackson Millman has the story.
Pitt State introduced their new head coach, Brian Wright, on Monday. Wright comes from Toledo University, where he was the offensive coordinator the last 4 seasons with the Rockets, including winning the 2017 MAC championship. Wright talks about what it's like to get to coach at Pitt State.
And it's certainly an honor to be at a place where you get to coach where the likes of Carney Smith and Coach Dennis Francione, certainly, and Chuck Royals and Tim Beck, who all built and created this place, a special place. I've had the opportunity to already meet, a few of the alumni, and I can see the pride and all the hard work that they put in this place. And you have my word that we are going to go to work for you.
Coach Wright's offenses have been some of the best in college football, averaging over 40 points per game in 2018 and over 440 yards a game. Coach Wright says his offense is going to score.
One that scores a lot.
I think people like that.
Yeah, we'll be a up-tempo, no-huddle offense and working out of the one back and a lot of variety in the run game and a big play-action team. And, you know, and I think it's important, too, to find out who we have from a personnel standpoint on the offensive side.
Coach Wright knows the tradition of guerrilla football and shares his vision for the future.
My vision is for our players, our coaching staff to pursue excellence in everything that they do. That this community would be proud of us at the end of a semester. This community would be proud of us after each Saturday afternoon, and that this community would be proud of us in the month of December. Because if we're playing in the month of December, then we're doing what we want to do. That when each of our student athletes on graduation day, they're going to walk up to the stage, they're going to shake President Scott's hand, they're going to grab a diploma in one hand, and they're going to have a championship ring on the other hand.
For Caps 13 News, I'm Jackson Mielman.
This past Thursday, the Pittsburg State Gorillas took on the Washburn Ichabods. The Gorillas would come out firing in the first half, leading 40-32. Antonio Gibbons would lead the Gorillas in points with a total of 16. The Ichabods would come back fighting in the second half and eventually outscoring the Gorillas, winning 66-59, improving the Ichabods' conference record to 1-0. The men's basketball team will take on Henderson State on Wednesday, December 18th at John Lance Arena. Pittsburg State women's basketball team took on the Washburn Ichabods this past Thursday at John Lance Arena. The Gorillas would come out on fire in the first half, leading the Ichabods 42-27. Tristan Gegg will lead the Gorillas with a total of 21 points. The Gorillas would not give up their lead in the second half, winning 84-63, improving their record to 2-0 in conference play. The Gorillas will take on Missouri Valley College Sunday, the 15th at John Lance Arena. Pittsburg State hosted the National Junior College Championship December 5th. Number 1 Mississippi Gulf Coast took on number 2 Lackawanna. Mississippi Gulf Coast would come out firing in the first quarter, scoring a touchdown, leading Lackawanna 7-0. The second quarter, Lackawanna would come out fighting, scoring a total of 13 points and taking the lead. Mississippi Gulf Coast scored twice in the fourth quarter, taking the victory over Lackawanna 24-13, giving Mississippi Gulf Coast their first national championship. That's a look at sports. We'll be right back and have a great semester.
That's it for this week's edition of Caps 13 News. I'm Jackson Mielman.
And I'm Libby Frazier. Have a great night, everybody.